In this video, I'll be going over the top 10 things I hate as a Zoro player in the OP01 Romance Dawn meta. And I'm angry!
Salt alert, salt alert. The rest of this video will contain a heightened amount of whining. Proceed with caution.
Number 1. Turn 2 Nekomamushi. Imagine you get this opening hand. It's an amazing start. You've got a turn 1 play in Chopper, then you can follow it up with the Zoro attack next turn and you won't have to worry about him dying because you have a blocker, right? Nope. Here comes Nekomamushi. He rests your Chopper, then they swing 7k at Zoro, so you either lose Zoro or lose 2 cards in hand to save him. Okay, how about this scenario instead then? You play Nami on turn 1. You find a Nico Robin. Nice. She should be good against all the blockers and searchers in the Kid deck. We'll just play her next turn and start going to town with her. Nope. Here comes Nekomamushi again. He rests your Robin and swings 6k at her and ruins your early game. They even have Dawn up to play a Beej after. I swear, this card is in every Kid player's opening hand. He's good enough against all the other leaders to always be a 4-of already, but he's especially deadly against Zoro. Number 2. Okiku. I hate this card even more than Nekomamushi. How does this card only cost 3 Dawn? She has 5000 power, so she's already as strong as a vanilla 3 cost. But she also has an effect that can rest things that cost 5 or less. 5. Why is a 3 cost character card able to control cards that cost 2 more than it? She can target pretty much our entire deck. Since it's a when attacking ability, she can do it every turn too. And at 5k power, she's so easy to defend. Number 3. Paradise Waterfall's Trigger. Paradise Waterfall is 1 Dawn for plus 2000 power. Okay, pretty standard for 1 Dawn events. It also lets you set one of your characters as active. Oh, any character? Not just the one you're countering on? Okay, fine. Green gets to have its gimmick of untapping and people usually pick the same target that they're defending for the second effect anyway. Oh, and it also has a trigger? KO one of your opponent's rested characters with a cost of 4 or less? Huh? Why is this 1 cost event able to KO something that costs 4? Why does this defensive event have an offensive trigger in the first place? It's cheap, it's flexible, and it has 3 effects in 1 card. Who designed this? Number 4. 5 cost Law. Another stupidly high value card. At 6k power, he's tied with Crocodile and Queen as one of the biggest blockers in the game, only being 1k power lower than the biggest one, Starter Deck Kid. But what makes him better than the rest is his on-play effect. He lets you return any character back to hand and you can replace it with a 3 cost or less character. That's just so insanely flexible. You can swap out 1 cost characters for a 3 cost character like Okiku for free. You can even swap out a character with itself to activate any beneficial on-play effects a second time. I feel like this card should have been restricted to swapping only characters of the same cost or something. And if this is supposed to be the analog for Law's Shambles technique, it should not allow you to replay the same character you bounce. It's supposed to be a swap. It's just way too flexible of an effect. Number 5. 8 cost Kid. This card pretty much neuters the whole Zoro deck. 1 card shouldn't be able to shut down an entire deck. He's an 8k body for 8, which is 2k lower than the vanilla standard, but what makes this card so broken is his effect. If he has a Dawn attached, you cannot attack any other characters except for Eustace Captain Kid. Essentially, he's a pseudo blocker that can block more than once. With an 8k body, he's incredibly easy to defend. And the cherry on top is that he can rest himself on the turn you play him. So with 1 spare Dawn, his stupid effect is active from the start. And as the final kick in the nuts, resting him allows you to play a card with a cost of 3 or less from your hand for free, so he comes with the blocker to protect him. You need to manage to scrape together 2 8k attacks at minimum to even have a chance at killing him behind another blocker. And that's not even taking into account their handful of 2k counters. You have to spend 1 to 2 whole turns of all your resources to just have a decent chance at getting rid of the guy. Just a chance! Meanwhile, they've been drawing cards with Momonosuke and Bonnie that have been hiding behind the Kid wall to replenish their resources while yours were depleted just trying to get his broken ass off the field. Number 6. Green Card Advantage. Green has way too many ways to draw cards. Momonosuke and Jewelry Bonnie can search every turn. Killer replaces himself and is a blocker. Raizo can search on attack. The concept of Kid's leader ability is that you need to trade a precious resource in the form of your hand size for the ability to attack again in a turn. So you have to balance when you can afford to trash a card for this or not. This design concept is completely irrelevant with the amount of card draw available to green. Everyone says the reason green is strong versus red is because green can starve red of resources, but I don't see it this way. Red and green actually use about the same amount of resources against each other, but it's only green that has the bullshit capabilities to refill their hand, while red can't. How is this balanced? You know what? Michael Jordan was right. Fuck them kids. Just fuck green in general. They already took up more than half this top 10. Number 7. 7 cost king. As a change of pace, here's a purple card. He's a 7k body for 7 Dawn. Just at a jet pistol range? Damn. And he can also KO 2 characters? Huh? So you're telling me I can't jet pistol the guy and I have to waste a turn redeploying characters to even handle him after? That's bullshit. Number 8. 10 cost Kaido. He's the only board wipe in the game. With a 12k body, he basically starts a clock for you to finish out the game. Kill their leader before he kills yours. He turns this game from One Piece to Majora's Mask. I don't need that kind of stress in my life. Number 9. Lack of card draw in red. Let's look at all the options that the other colors have for card draw. Pretty good, right? Now let's look at reds. That's it. Okay, admittedly Nami is really good. She replaces herself, but she's also a body to boot. But in 2 years replaces itself and doesn't come with any other benefit. Usopp can only activate once per turn, and you need to commit a Dawn to him, and his condition to draw a card is highly situational. Gordon costs 2 Dawn to be net 0 in card advantage. These cards don't help us draw at all. Number 10. Red 2k counters. All of our 2k counters are susceptible to every card I hate on this list. None of Red's 2k counters are higher than 2 cost. None have more than 3000 power. That means if we ever decide to play any of them, they'll be easily dealt with by just about every other card in the game. Even our mirror matchup has good ways to deal with them. These were the top 10 things I hate as a Zoro player in the OP01 Romance Dawn meta. Do you agree with anything? Do you disagree? Let's argue about it in the comments down below. And just in case anyone missed the joke, I'm over-exaggerating in this video to be entertaining. If you're a kid player, we can be friends. I don't actually hate you. Kaido decks need something to be strong against anyway. Okay, bye.
Card D Kaizoku.